Hi Leo, welcome to your August 2019 General Tarot reading. It's raining here, and happy birthday to those of you born in August. I've done your astrology reading, so it's online on my channel, and it looks like a really great month with a lot of energy, especially in the first half of the month in your sign. So that can be very good for you to begin new projects or just a whole new life if you are at a certain stage where that is something that supports that kind of major new beginnings. Then possibly this is the Wild Unknown tarot deck. Bringing this one out again. Really like the artwork on it. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Three of Pentacles. This is a card that is great for money. We are in a 3 universal year, which is the number 3 connects with abundance and freedom and kind of lightness, playfulness, joy, but expansion. So that's really great for anything financial, but also creative. So with pentacles relating to work and kind of that the practical side of life, this can be very good for those kinds of endeavors. As a matter of fact, I just happened to notice that they show mountains with this, and I think that is for that idea, that symbolism of expansiveness and kind of like reaching new heights. So that can be good for increase in finances. And actually the Three of Pentacles is also connected to conceiving children, because 1 + 1 = 3, and because Pentacles relates to body, the body, it can be like a new body, you know. So one body and one body equals a third body. And in the past position we have the Magician, which is really great too, because this is about, see, there's another pentacle. And I'm trying to think. The Magician card, I've heard it connected to both Aries and Gemini. And now what is the pentacle? Why is that? Well, I think because the Magician card is about co-creating. So, you know, when we're co-creating, it'll usually be something of a physical nature, right? You know, so more money, for instance. And but the Magician card, I think, first and foremost, is a card that is connected to the idea of self-empowerment. And Leo is a fire sign, and fire signs are naturally like this because, you know, I'm a Sagittarian, and so I was going to say we tend to be, and Aries is the other fire sign, of course. We tend to be very self-reliant, independent, and individualistic. And the Magician is the number 1 card. I mean, the Fool is before the Magician, but the Magician is numbered as 1. So there is that vibration of the individual associated with this card. And that certainly is you, but there might have been some reason why you had not been feeling that way. Maybe you were working for somebody else, and you lost yourself. You lost your sense of goals, what you wanted to accomplish, because you were working for somebody else's goals. And now you really are aligned with doing something for yourself. And this is something that may have been true for you for months now, where you're working up to this, and now it's time. And actually, as I stated in my astrology reading, that August can be a good time for launches. And we have Jupiter going direct on the 11th, and that, Jupiter is associated with luck and also with money and expanding things. And in your particular case, since Jupiter's in Sagittarius, Jupiter's in your 5th house that you rule, and this is also the business that you own. So you may have seen some kind of like slow down, and now it's all systems go. And I just thought of something. If this is something to do with wanting to have children or something like that, maybe you decided to go to a sperm bank. I don't know. That just came to me, because the funny thing about it is that Leo, part of that 5th house is also conceiving children, and Leo is associated with children. So if that's something that you have wanted, and then you felt like, I'm looking for the right partner, but I'm not getting any younger, you might just decide, I'm going to do it by myself, and that could be the magician for you. Or even adopt, it doesn't have to be sperm bank. The higher message is the 5 of Wands. This is a card of competition and also conflict. And again, talking about if you were working with others in a workplace environment, and maybe you were feeling that sense of competition. And sometimes fire signs feel enlivened by that, although I think I saw something in the I think it might have been some kind of, like, there's some kind of a gnat or something that's flying around there. But anyway, it's interesting, because the 5 of Wands isn't necessarily has a negative connotation, but it can sometimes indicate that, please excuse any flying insects that are in the in this area here. Sometimes the 5 of Wands can indicate that there is some kind of competitive circumstance that is not healthy, that is toxic, and that you have been dealing with, that you've been suffering with, and that it's not good for your creativity. So again, going back to that 3 of Pentacles, is that you may have like a lot of things that you want to accomplish, but it just feels like you're being forced to work under duress, and that kind of really dampens the creativity. So there might be co-workers who are envious and who are really, they have their hooks in the boss, or what have you, and that's creating problems too. And that just can indicate that you really want to be independent of that, so you can control your environment more, and you don't have to be subjected to that. Fire signs tend to be very positive, and there's nothing sadder than a fire sign who has been demoralized by energy vampires or related types of people, simply from repeated exposure, that they don't want to be involved with, but they can't help it because they happen to be co-workers and there's nothing they can do about them. So just remember that. And also, in terms of a personal relationship, if you have been finding it hard to keep a relationship, remember that relationships should not be something that competition is a theme in. It might not be on your part. You might be with somebody who's threatened by your success, for instance, and or your confidence, and because and your confidence reflects upon them their insecurities. And instead of dealing with those things, or to say, you know what, you really inspire me because you are so confident, they try to take you down a peg. I mean, that's really low, but that's what people do when they don't have a really good sense of themselves. So, and that's one of the things that fire sign people tend to project, that they are very in touch with who they are. And that can really breed a lot of envy in others, and they try to take them down a peg. What crosses you what crosses you is the, what is this? I want to make sure I don't get this wrong. 9 of Cups. Well, there could be worse things. This is really about too much of a good thing. The 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment card, which is a great thing. But maybe you are finally making it, and you have to watch for arrogance. And this is something that Leos can get into. Now, especially if you feel like you've been dissed by somebody, for some reason in my mind, what came into my mind was if you have a moon in Scorpio. So that would be maybe because of that sense of vengefulness of like, I'm going to, I can't wait to show them what I have. And then you have some good fortune and you start to rub it in people's faces. Maybe trying to be rather, I was going to say subtle about it, but fire signs are rarely ever subtle. We usually are very transparent in whatever it is that we're trying to do. Other people can see right through us usually. And so this is more of a thing of like, don't be too full of yourself if good things start to go your way, because this could be like a really good time for you. And if you have been suffering in the past, it might feel very tempting to kind of like gloat. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for, gloating. And you don't want to do that, because you have to be humbly grateful for the blessings the universe provides. And if other people have put you down in the past and kind of like under, maybe like didn't, like second guessed you, didn't think that you had what it took to do certain things, and now you've proven them wrong, especially if you have been able to achieve something on your own, that may be like something you feel like, oh, I can't wait. Like let's say you decide you're going to quit your job because you have this business that has just taken off. Okay, if that's what it is, I don't know. Then you may just feel like you want to just casually drop it to everybody in the workplace. Well, yeah, I just made all this money with my business. I sold all these products and all this stuff, so I'm quitting and stuff like that. No, take the high road. People that are constantly competing with other people are people that are insecure, and they're not in a strong position right now. So there's no need to rub it in, even though it is very, very tempting. The advice is the Death card, which is, I This one, I just love this card. It's so gruesome, isn't it? But just hilarious all the same. It's like a plucked chicken. Oh my gosh. It's just like, look at that thing. But what it represents is, I think like with this particular card, you could say something that, like a plucked chicken, there's nothing left. So if it was a relationship, there's nothing left to, go on. If it's a job that you have been struggling to, go to work every day because it's so unpleasant, there's nothing there for you. So, you don't have to be afraid of making that transition. That's what the death card really represents, is transition. That's why, we use that as a euphemism for death. We say a person has made their transition. Because it is transitioning from one state to another, state of being to another. And so, Leo is a fixed sign. You may be kind of hesitant to make major life changes, but it may be absolutely the right time for it. And that's actually a good criterion to use, is saying, is there anything left here for me in this relationship? Anything left for me to learn? Anything that connects the two of us still? Sometimes there is. Sometimes, if you're raising a child and if you don't have problems like, getting along, you may say, you know what, I'm going to stay until my child is a little bit older. And you just make that commitment that you're going to do that. Or if it's a job, it's not sucking the life out of me. I don't really like it, but I can deal with it. And you know what? I want to save more money, and this is a predictable job, so that when I'm doing my home business, I can have extra money in case there are times when I'm not making as much as I had hoped to make, where, you don't have any guarantee when you're working for yourself how much you're going to make from week to week. So you might want to have that cushion. So it all depends. But just recognizing when something is really over and then being able to gracefully transition to what it is that you really want and your passion. And as the month comes to an end, a lot of the, those planets are going to go into the second house of earned income for you, Virgo. So there's going to be that focus on money. And speaking of which, this is the outcome, 9 of Pentacles, which I associate with Virgo, because Virgo is the 9th month. And actually in the major arcana, Virgo is number 9 with the Hermit. So the 9 of Pentacles, and it's an earth sign too, Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of financial self-sufficiency. And this could be the time, this could be like a shift into that ability to really have personal wealth that you amass on your own. That you don't need that another person to contribute to that you're able to attract that on your own. And I think like if I were to look at the number 9 in and of itself, it's also a number of completion. Maybe this is the end of you working for somebody else, and that's how you make your money. And maybe it's more of like, just like I said, the 3, I end on the 9 of Pentacles, but I started with the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles to me is the sky's the limit in how much you can make. And also based upon your creativity, the amazing ideas that you can come up with. Maybe there'll be multiple streams of income that you can take advantage of. And let go of all of that competitiveness that is really draining you, perhaps, distracting you, deterring you from building wealth. And not only building wealth, you know, the Magician card represents that sense of personal freedom and also resourcefulness, where you can draw upon your own skills, your own, you know, your own materials, whatever you have on hand in order to do what you want to do. So this could even mean that you don't need a lot of resources to start your own business, that you will be able to do so based on what you already have. And so there's some good money cards here, and just general, I think, sense of autonomy. That's another word that I would use with this. So I like it. I really like it, Leo. And I think I've had 2 good readings for you for August. So congratulations. And again, happy birthday. And if you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. I do have a special for all Leos, and this is going to go through the first week of September, where if you order a natal chart reading, you can get 22% off. Try the code, because I'm going to have to test it myself. Leo, all caps, 22, and see if that works. And if not, shoot me an email at rainamoonastrology@gmail.com. But anyway, have a great month. Take care. Bye.